but also accepting that the next point on that is to make contact with Councillor Garbett about district council funding. From the amount that there was across the three self-funded things, it worked out at £33,800 for each of them. So that does leave a shortfall of 11,000 between the SIL funding that's approved for that was approved by the previous council for this community centre versus this outline budget. If Councillor Garbett doesn't come up with any district council funding, where's that 11k coming from?
Well, that's a bridge we'll have to cross when there is money available for this kind of thing from Wakefield Council. We're contacting all district councillors about what kind of funding streams are available to help with that. But we felt we needed to come up with a kind of ballpark figure for a perimeter well in which we can work. So hopefully that will resolve itself when we know what's available. I mean, as you know, the grant system from the council is always full, it's always changing, and money comes up sometime. For example, if we want to include a children's playground, that we wouldn't fund that. That could be coming from external funding, so that would be included in what we sort of we're talking about generally.
Just seems a bit of a concern that the budget approved is more than the money we've got.
Well, similar comment really, because the meeting was getting sort of a bit hurried along then, so I didn't ask that. My understanding from the Good Councillor's Guide to Finance is that these major capital projects should be properly budgeted, and we don't seem to have any proper idea of those additional costs, and the projections that were made only meet about 230. So again, I would be interested where the extra funds are being drawn from, and how could we not fully cost that budget before deciding that it's £45,000, because again it's a bit arbitrary, a bit like the 300 or 500,000.
Okay. Councillor?
Yeah. Two things. Points. One on item 5 about Steve Wells Associates. If I remember rightly, the previous clerk was looking around, was thinking, because I think I was chair at that point, who can we ask, because we didn't have the skills amongst us to do the snagging, and the council, Ackworth Parish Council, as well, Steve Wells has worked with Ackworth Parish Council on a number of projects, and so if I remember rightly, the previous clerk approached Steve Wells to ask him if he knew anyone who could do it, and he offered to do it for free, so that's how that came about. And with regard to the... No, I won't comment on money.
Yeah. Councillor Marshall.
I believe, and I've only been able to scan it, so I believe there is something in that guide about major projects. I can't swear to it because I really have only been able to scan it today when I saw, you know, the one I said, joint panel on accountability and governance, which is it's a really big deal report that should be really handy for us. It should be really helpful to us.
Yeah.
So
do you want to send that to me? And
I will send you the title. I'm sorry, didn't know it before, just knew it today.
I know Councillor Susie Sherritt, we've been talking about different guides and bits and pieces. It might be one we've already reviewed between us.
So,
Okay.
No, it's not that one there.
No, different.
Anybody else wants to come in on this? So can I ask for a proposal for item 16 to approve the minutes?
Move it.
Second for that. Any show of hands, please, all those in favour of approval of minutes 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 in favour. Against? 2 against. And you've got your hand up, Stephen. 4 against. Thank you. Stands. 17, Council Media Committee meeting. Proceeding this is the Council Media Committee meeting held on the 30th of July. With the recommendation. As you can see from the point 9 at the very end of this, that one of the, I thought was the most important things, the alternative distribution avenues are explored in more detail, including Royal Mail, because it's been noted that not everybody gets the newsletter. Quite a few people on the committee don't receive the newsletter. I don't think they ever come down College Street for a start. And permission is sought from businesses and facilities around the village to have copies of the newsletter, just to get the word out there more. And obviously we have copies in the library, in the community library, and things like that. So we just wanted to get it out because there's a lot of work goes into it. I mean, Emma does a fantastic job, but all the staff always do a fantastic job. She does a lot of work on this, and I just think it's a shame if we don't get it to as many people as possible on the newsletter. Councillor Marshall?
Can I just ask something about this committee? Does it have the power to co-opt people with special knowledge about media and communications onto it? I think last year, didn't we have 5 people on this committee?
I can't remember.
I think this might have been the committee where there was an extra person wanted to be on it, but I think we have in our midst someone with some expertise in this field, and it might be good if they were prepared to be co-opted. If they were co-opted onto this committee, I mean real expertise. It's not myself.
Well, the committees were elected at the...
Yes, I know, but sometimes they're able to co-opt people. I don't know, it just seems a waste of talent when we have somebody... maybe that's something...
It's the committees, as every committee, is open to all members of the Parish Council, so the ones who...
well, to be voted in, yes.
Yeah, to be voted
yes,
in.
but
So,
there is...
yeah. Okay,
They can put themselves forward and not be voted in.
Yeah.
As I say, this is not myself, but it's someone with real expertise in this area.
Councillor Balfour, did you...
No,
Okay. Any other comments on this?
Sorry, so just go back to item 9. So we're recommending that we do the looking at different avenues, not...
Yeah.
We haven't got any yet.
I don't think so. No.
Not that aware.
No,
it's
yes,
just
not that
the
voting on
investigation
it.
side.
Yeah, just saying.
Okay, can I propose, please, to accept these as the minutes for the Councillor Bland proposes it, seconder. You've got a seconder. Councillor Sherritt. Show of hands for all those in favour of accepting these minutes. That's 9 in favour, against, 1 opposed. Thank you very much. So, 18. To receive a grant application for the organisers of the Parish for a donation to be given to the Prince of Wales Hospice. That's item 18 in your packs. Councillor Sherritt?
I'm going to start this because it could come across wrong by saying I've absolutely no objection to the donation to the Prince of Wales Hospice. My daughter used to work for them. I understand absolutely all the work they do and everything. But just in terms of this request and the way the request kind of has come through, do we have a policy in terms of charity donations? Because it kind of strikes me that the Pramfest people are saying we'd like to use the field, pavilion and staff, which is normally chargeable, and I assume we're doing it without charge. So it could be said we're giving a donation as a parish council on behalf of that, but actually it's then the thing about, and can we have some money as well that will make our total look bigger when we donate it? And as I say, I'm not objecting about it, but there's kind of a principle there of somebody else coming along and saying, oh, well, we're running a charity event, will the parish council donate to our charity event as well? Some money.
Yeah.
And I guess if we haven't, we ought to have some guidelines about what we do and don't, because otherwise it could end up taking a hell of a lot of money because somebody's running a charity event.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in answer to that, I'd say it's up to the parish. It's a big event in the parish, in the village, I think. And I think it's something I know what you're saying. It's like we're donating to, if we agree to the donation of £500, we are donating twice. But then I think it is an event that touches lots of people in the village and it's close to. So
I get it's not. It's as I say, it's more the principle, because somebody else can come along and say, well, we're doing this and you've already done it for them, so will you do it for us? And at what point we've got a finite amount of money.
I think if the people who organise the pram race can sit down, as they do, and do a lot of organisations, they can sit down and say the parish council in Ackworth have been great, they've supported us with the staff, the field and a donation. I think that's important for the parish council as well.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Councillor Hall.
As far as I know, I think there's something in the financial regs about donations and whether we can donate direct to charities or not, but it's section 137 or something or other, I don't know. But it is in there somewhere. But we also have the chair has it's called the chair's allowance, which makes it sound like it's money that the chair gets. You know, the chair's allowance for their personal use, but it isn't. It's a sum of money that the chair can, and again, that's all in line. You know, financial regs were allowed to do that. Or it might be the Local Government Act, I can't remember. But, so the chair, there is a sum of money that can be used at the chair's discretion for things like donations and supporting local events and things. So it may be that £500 came from there last year. I can't remember. I don't know.
Could we investigate that, Brad?
So do we, I mean, in voting for this, we're not actually voting to put £500. Is that what you're saying? We investigate where the money...
Well, no, I'd like to suggest that the donation is made and it comes from the chair's allowance if the chair agrees with that.
I'll take that as a proposal then, that Ackworth Parish Council makes a donation to the Pramfest of £500 and that comes from the chair's allowance. Can I take that seconder for that.
Can I just ask a question?
Sorry.
Do you think, I agree with that, but do you think we should have some sort of future proposal for if there isn't a policy? Because otherwise you get into which is a good or bad charity. So I think this is the point in time to, I've totally supportive of that proposal, but moving forwards. So perhaps if you could find whatever it was there, 7.1.2, whatever. Yeah. That'd be nice if we could see it.
I understand.
Yeah.
We wouldn't usually submit them like this. They have to fill out a grant application form so that it's more uniform when you're reviewing it. But because of the timeline, I think they're a bit late this year in submitting. So because we've not got another meeting till September, that's why we included it in this format, and this is what we did last year. But I totally agree. I will go home and find that section, and I'll include a copy of the grant form, so at least we know exactly what we're looking at for the future as well.
So can I just add to that then? So ask a question about that. So the Promfest committee is asking for a grant towards the organisational costs, not a donation to the charity.
My understanding is it's the £500 section. I believe, I'd have to go away and double check because one of the team have put this together, that the section of where they've used our facilities before, that's what we've done previously, and the 500 comes through in the grant, and that's the application that's gone through.
Right.
That's my understanding.
So you have to reword the proposal, or are you okay with this?
But well, if it's a grant, I mean, just, got to do it properly. If it's a grant application for something that's within the remit of our grant application process, because we do have it does say on the grant application what you can apply for. If the £500 fits into the criteria, then could be a grant.
It is.
But actually, I want to rephrase it. If the grant application meets the criteria of our grant application process, then I would support it, propose that we support the grant, giving a grant of £500. If it doesn't meet the criteria, then it goes from the chair's allowance with the agreement of the chair.
The email does say one of the requests is for a donation to our chosen charity.
So asking for the use and
Which the use would be in the grant part, I would have thought, and then a donation as well.
So the grant is from us, it's just the word, and I think a grant application is to Ackworth Parish Council for us to fund that money. It's not like it's from Wakefield Council or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it might be a terminology between, like I say, we wouldn't usually include it like this, we'd usually have the form.
Perhaps we can ask them next year, can they get
Well,
that?
Let's do that next year. Can I take your proposal then as a proposal?
Can I just ask, would it be possible, if it is a donation to the charity, for this to be done, if they've got everything they need to organise, then the donation for the charity could come later, and then Martin could get to say yes or no, which at least officially he's supposed to get, isn't he? I expect he'll say yes.
But if we do that, we have to wait until the next full parish council meeting to approve that, which will be on the 12th, which is after the event. So I think they want to know where they are for this year. So can I take a seconder for Councillor Balfour's? Councillor Hall. And can I see a show of hands for all those in favour of the proposal as it stands and for the minutes of the... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in favour, against, abstain.
And I'll follow up with the policy and the format.
Yeah. We just left it a bit later. So, item 18 on the agenda, to receive a grant application from the organiser, 19, receive and comment on planning applications received by Wakefield Council. We've got the ones that you can see on item 19. And then, what do you want? We've also received a planning application from an email from a resident about a planning application due to the next meeting not scheduled until the 11th of September, and this we discussed with the council ahead of the meeting, the start to gain authority to be added to the agenda as item 19 for discussion this evening, and that was the, what do you want to read the planning?
Yeah, so the information that I've put onto the agenda comes directly from Wakefield Council, and we receive it every week. So depending on where our meetings are, sometimes there's a cut-off and it goes to the next meeting. The handout that I'm passing around has come in yesterday, and there's also been a resident's email in connection with the same planning application. So rather than wait till September, it would have just appeared as a fourth bullet point.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to miss out. So these two are what's been added new, and that's the email underneath that's in relation to the bottom one from the member of the public.
Has anybody from the planning group got any issues with it?
No, I'd seen that one, but I had a chance to actually look at it. Listen, I printed off the stuff from the planning. And in terms of that one, I did think a two-storey extension to a bungalow did seem a little bit strange.
It's on the habit.
Yeah, this new one, yeah, I saw it because I was having a quick look, but I didn't have a chance to go into the application to see, so I can't comment on that. But the other one that's on that Park Croft, they've actually got two other applications in June. There was three